The third sort of the pronoun is an indicative pronoun. The indicative pronoun to indicate an object reveals the number of the object. The indicative pronoun reveals that the object does not participate in the conversation with the speaker. The indicative pronoun reveals the distance between the speaker and the object. There is an example. This is the Eucharist to assign us as the disciples of Jesus Christ. The subject indicated by the indicative pronoun this is singular, does not participate in the conversation with the speaker, and is close to the speaker. The subjective complement, the Eucharist, to assign us as the disciples of Jesus Christ, defines the subject indicated by an indicative pronoun this. There is the second example. These are altars. The subjective complement altars indicate the same subject as the subject indicated by the indicative pronoun these. The subject indicated by the indicative pronoun these are plural, do not participate in the conversation with the speaker, and are close to the speaker. The third example is this. That is the unleavened bread baked within the short period for the Israelites to rush out of Egypt in the period of the Exodus. The noun bread is classified as the material noun. The number of the object whose unit is not a grade is considered as 1. So the material noun bread is indicated by the indicative pronoun that. The subjective complement, the unleavened bread baked within the short period for the Israelites to rush out of Egypt in the period of the Exodus, defines the subject indicated by the indicative pronoun that. The subject described by the subjective complement is singular, does not participate in the conversation with the speaker, and is far from the speaker. The fact that the subject is indicated by the indicative pronoun that reveals that the number of the subject defined by the subjective complement, that is the phrase of a material noun, bread, is measured with the number 1 as an entity. So we can understand that the object indicated by a material noun before the speaker applies the accordate unit to count the number of the object is counted with the number 1. There is the first clause. Those are experts. The subject to indicate the same subject with the subjective complement experts are plural, do not participate in the conversation with the speaker, and are far from the speaker. As the subjective complement experts define the subject indicated by the indicative pronoun those, the listeners can understand that the number of the subject is plural. There is a conference. An indicative pronoun is also applied as an indicative determiner to describe a noun or a pronoun. The description by the determiner reveals the range of the subject or object indicated by the noun or pronoun. The indicative pronoun this, that, or those to indicate an object has the trait of the determiner to describe, an object to distinguish the object with the other object that is indicated by the same noun or pronoun described by the indicative determiner. The indicative determiner to describe an object reveals the number of the object that the object does not participate in the conversation with the speaker and the distance with the speaker. There is an example. This afternoon is blessed by Jesus Christ. The noun afternoon described by the indicative determiner this indicates a subject that is singular, does not participate in the conversation with the speaker, and is close to the speaker. We can say that the noun afternoon is classified into a material noun whose starting point and the ending point are not accorded by the speakers in the linguistic group. There is the second example. These relationships in Jesus Christ are led to the synergy. The noun relationships described by the indicative determiner these indicate subjects that are plural, do not participate in the conversation with the speaker, and are close to the speaker. We can see that the information about the number revealed by the indicative determiner these and the general noun relationships is accorded as plural. There is the third example. You can achieve that goal. The noun goal described by the indicative determiner that indicates the object that is singular, does not participate in the conversation with the speaker, and is far from the speaker. The information about the number of the object revealed by the indicative determiner that and the general noun goal is accorded as singular. There is the fourth example. Those friends learn from each other. The noun friend described by the indicative determiner those indicate subjects that are plural, do not participate in the conversation with the speaker, and are far from the speaker. The information about the number of the subject revealed by the indicative determiner those and the general noun friend is accorded as plural.